What's up, guys? We are back for our YouTube channel. My YouTube channel, I don't really know. I just like having him on here too.
It's not my channel. I just like to be here.
Yeah. So anyways, so we noticed that anytime I usually post a question sticker or something on my story on Instagram, I get a lot of questions related to how we met, when we first started dating, and all of that kind of thing. So we figured we'd just make a quick video on the story of how we met.
Cut out the guessing. There's no more guessing game. We're just gonna flat out tell you guys this is how we met and how to score an Instagram model as your girlfriend.
No. Anyways, you want to go first or should
We can tell my story, which is the real story, or we can tell your made-up one that you tell your friends.
There's two versions of the story, and mine is the right one.
Yeah, that's debatable.
So, why don't you start, and then I will just, butt in whenever you say something that's false.
Let me set the scene. So this was a February. It was February, and we actually met at the gym.
That is so cliche to tell people on my Instagram.
Yeah.
I say, where did you met?
I met at the gym.
And we're like, oh, really?
So anyway,
yeah.
I don't know, somehow it worked.
I don't know. You have to, it's not that you can just go up to any random girl and ask her, and I don't know, that's kind of creepy, but we knew that there was mutual interest. There were some events that happened leading up to him actually talking to me that kind of, I feel like I nudged you a little bit in the right direction.
Maybe.
I nudged.
So the first time I actually saw Tanner, she was running on track with one of her friends, and I was working out with my buddy Andrew at the time, and I said, "Oh, you see that girl? She's gonna be my next future wife."
Next future wife.
Next future wife.
Honored.
Yeah, the ones before hadn't worked out, but yeah, I was like, all right, I like it. But she's older than me, so I probably won't be able to get her.
Which is funny, because I'm actually a
She's a year younger than me. Yeah.
But when he saw me, he thought I was older than him.
I don't know. You looked older than me.
I don't know.
Yeah.
It's the maturity.
No, that can't be. So anyway, then a couple weeks went by. I kept seeing her in the gym. We would go around the same time. I think we only saw each other on Tuesdays and Thursdays at the gym. The other days it didn't match up.
I'll just go ahead and start, because my version is better anyways.
Okay.
So this was my sophomore year of college, I think, and I had been going to the gym semi-regularly, probably 3 or 4 days a week, which I say that's how often I go now. But anyways, so I had been going to the gym, and I just noticed a cute little tall head curly boy, and I kind of kept my eye on him for a while, and I ended up, I think, following you on Instagram.
Yeah, you did.
I did.
Okay, yeah,
before, we hadn't met or anything, but I was creeping, and I found him, and I followed him, and it seemed like he had a girlfriend or somebody that he had a thing with, so I kind of forgot about you for a while. Because remember, I followed him, and he followed me back in October of 2016.
Oh, I had posted a shirtless pic.
Yes, that's what I saw.
She liked.
That's what I saw. That's how it happened. I keep forgetting. So I saw that picture.
I was so lean and sculpted. It was a toga party.
Yeah, for Halloween.
Yeah, I look good.
And he posted this picture with all his friends in their togas, and I saw it on my Explore page or something, and it popped up, and so I was just like, he's really cute. I'll follow him. So I followed him, and that's when I realized I saw you at the gym a couple months later, and I realized that he was the guy that I had followed on Instagram. That just started the crush, I didn't realize that. I guess I knew you went to our college. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, that would make sense.
I don't remember.
Anyway, but when you followed me on Instagram, I didn't know who you were, so I was like, yeah, sure, add, follow, follow back.
Yeah, she goes here.
She goes here, might as well follow it. And then when, I had seen you, I hadn't put the dots together who you were.
Yeah. I knew everything. I knew exactly.
Yeah, apparently. And so after I saw you a couple times, I realized, oh dang, this girl follows me on Instagram.
Yes.
And every boy is gonna think, I'm in. She likes me. So
she followed me on Instagram.
She followed me on Instagram. She obviously wants to date.
But he was seeing somebody else in December of that year.
Yeah.
And so I just was kind of like, whatever, move on. But then a couple months later, I started seeing him in the gym again.
This is before you did weights. You did weights a little bit, but you mainly did the classes. And then,
but I was still there at the same time.
Yeah.
So that's how that started. But anyway, fast forward until February of that year, and we had seen each other a couple weeks straight. Just I'd see him here and there, and then he'd see me here and there, and we realized, you know how girls are, you know, we keep track of things. I've got a good memory, and so like I realized around what time he came and on which days, and so I just made a small effort, you know, nothing creepy, a small effort to be there around the same time. Oh, I'm popular. To be there around the same time as him. So
yeah,
clearly it worked. So
and clearly I didn't go out of my way at all, because my workout's much more important to me than finding my next wife.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, we're gonna stick with that.
Yeah, we'll come back to that when you came and talked to me one day. So.
Yeah. Anyway, so let's see what happened next. Okay, so fast forward from that, and maybe a month later, I don't know, I saw you at the student center, and I was there with a group of my friends, and you were at the very next table. And so I was like telling all my guy friends, you know, hey guys, that's the girl, I think her name's Tanner, she follows me on Instagram, so we're good. And so I'm telling them, you know, I'm gonna ask her out. And so I started saying really loudly what time I'm gonna be at the gym the next day. That way she would know
what time to meet him there.
What time
I had no idea that this was happening.
No, don't tell him that.
Don't tell him that what?
Yeah, okay. So the story sounds a lot better if you ignore her part of it and just think of it how in my weird mind it was. Because in my mind, you heard everything I said and everything was going perfectly to my plan.
Yeah, so anyways, we were sitting at the tables. I didn't realize that him and his friends were a table away, but he thought the whole time that he was talking that I could hear him. So he was like, I'm gonna be at the gym at 2 tomorrow, you know? Because that's when he was planning on asking me out.
Yeah.
So he was trying to say that so that I would hear him and notice and then go to the gym tomorrow at that time. Which, in my head, he told me about this a couple months later, and I was like, I had literally no idea that you were there a table away. I knew he was.
I swear you turned at one point.
I knew he was there that day because we had a little moment earlier, before we had sat down. I was waiting for my food with one of my guy friends, and I was just talking to him, standing there, waiting for them to bring our food out to us. And it was like a slow motion movie kind of thing, like romance music playing in the background, and I like looked up, and again, slow motion, so I looked up, and then he was walking around the corner, and I swear, we locked eyes as he was walking and held eye contact for like 3 seconds. We walked around the corner, locked eyes, held eye contact, and then I was like, oh my God, and I looked down, and I was like, oh my God. Like, we just had a moment. That was a moment. And then it was weird because the moment ended with him like just awkwardly like standing up against the wall. Like, he had walked around the corner, and I was like, what is he doing? Because then he just like stood by the wall. His friend was over there, and he was just kind of like
posted up because I didn't know what to do at this point. It's funny how like some things you remember. Like, I remember the first part when we were sitting down, and she remembers this long eye contact. I don't even remember this part, but
it was a beautiful moment. Okay, I don't know how you can forget that.
It was probably one of those where we were both looking at each other, and we were like, "This is happening," and then we get in it, and we're like, now what? Now what do we do?
Look away!
Excuse me.
Anyways, so yeah, we had that intimate eye contact moment in my mind. Then in his mind, we went over there and sat down, and he was saying, gym at 2, and he thinks that I heard him. I didn't hear any of that. I didn't even realize you were sitting over there, because then I would have been freaking out the whole time.
So anyways, fast forward, we get to the gym the next day at 2, and she's there, like I had planned.
Let me start this part off. So I just worked out with one of my girlfriends, you know, we ran a couple laps around the track, and then we were stretching. And so when we finished stretching, we were both supposed to leave, and she was leaving because she had to go somewhere. And we were literally like grabbing our stuff to head out the door, and I was like, I'm just gonna stay for 5 more minutes. I'm just gonna stretch a little bit more, because really what was going through my head was that he hadn't gotten there yet, and I didn't hear his little gym at 2, so I had already finished my workout and everything, and I was like, he usually comes around this time, maybe if I just wait a couple more minutes, he'll show up, and like, we'll have some intimate eye contact again. I don't know. That was my dream, okay? Anyways, and so I put my stuff back up, and my friend was just like, okay, whatever, and so I went over there onto the mat, and I stretched over again for like, it was like 5 minutes before you walked in.
And
Like it was perfect.
I should have known this was a lie, because now when we go to the gym and I stretch, she's on her phone the whole time. She's not stretching at all. So if I knew that at the time, if I saw her stretching, I'd been like, this is not real. This girl is up to something.
It's a ploy.
It's a ploy.
Anyways, so then he walks in as I'm stretching.
Oh yeah, so I walk in, and so this is like in a weird secluded area of this gym, because
it's right by the bathrooms. So
yeah, it's right by the bathroom. There's one stretching mat that I used to go on every single day to do my abs, and no one else would go to that except for me. And she knew that. I'm sure she knew this.
This mat did not belong to anyone. Let's make that clear.
Okay,
He always said it was my mat, and I'm like, no.
It was the mat that I used and no one else used.
It was a random mat that I happened to be on.
No, you knew I was gonna be at that mat. That's why you sat down at that mat.
But you didn't know that at the time, so you did know that.
I did know at the time.
Okay, but I tried to hide it from you for a while, so I didn't look creepy.
Yeah. So anyway, I walk up the stairs and I see this long hallway, and I see her sitting on the mat, and I quickly turn and dart into the bathroom, and in my head I'm like, good, everything is going to plan. She is on the mat.
I just need to take a breather in the bathroom for a minute before I do this.
Breather, calm down. And
pep talk myself in the mirror.
Pep talk. You can do this. Be smart. Be funny.
You look so good right now.
You look so good. So anyway, I get out. I come over, and she's on the mat, and she's not stretching or anything. She's pretending.
I was pretending, but I was stretching.
One of these kind of things.
Yeah.
And so I go, hey, is that? Hey, is anyone sitting on there? Do you mind if I stretch next to you? Or something
and I was like, no, it's fine, please, go ahead,
And so,
I don't care.
I sit down, we both take a second to regroup. I'm like, all right, we're in. And then, I don't really remember how the next part of the conversation went.
We made small talk. He was like, oh, you follow me on Instagram. We follow each other. You're Tanner, right?
Oh,
like,
yeah, I do remember this. Because I had this whole conversation already planned out in my head.
For days.
Oh, yeah, for days. All right, I'm going to see her tomorrow. This is what I'm going to say. I asked this, and she says this, I'm going to say this. But if she says this, I'm going to say this. I already knew the whole conversation.
You had a flow chart.
I had a flow chart. A little crazy.
A little creepy, but that's okay. It's really just dedication, you know? Yeah, it worked out. Yeah. Anyways, so he's like, oh, yeah, you follow me on Instagram. I'm like, well, you follow me too, so don't phrase it that way. Okay, we follow each other. That makes it sound weird. Anyways, and then we just made small talk for like a minute, but it was like quality small talk. And then at the end, he was like, do you think I can get your number? And I was like, yeah, okay. Yes, please, take it, here. Anyways, and so right after that, I was like, I put my number in his phone, and I was trying to hide it from him because my hands were like this because I was so nervous. Oh my God. And right after that, I was like, all right, I gotta go. And he was like, all right, bye, see you. I'll text you later.
Guys and gals, listen, this is very important, because you don't understand how crucial this was to the relationship. So, conversation was dying, but, we were still at a peak, and it was first sign that I went like this. She was like, all right, I'm out. And I was, whoa.
Right as the conversation was dying down, I was
like, what?
All right, peace.
So what that did was there was never a lull, and she just left.
There wasn't that, awkwardness, okay, I guess
so
now.
The whole time in between, I'm thinking, all right, we gotta hang out again. Very good tactic.
Wasn't a tactic. I panicked and I left, but he saw it as oh, she's good.
This girl is
okay. All right. And then as soon as I got outside the doors of the gym, I called my mom and I was like, oh my God, you'll never guess what just happened. The guy I've been telling you about that I've had a crush on for months finally asked me out. Blah, 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 blah.
And so, of course, the reason ask for your phone number instead of asking you on a date is so that I can, plan out what I'm going to say for 20 minutes for each text.
And
she says, hey, I got to wait. Hey, because I want to be funnier. I want to be wittier.
And he was very unnervingly witty.
Took it overboard.
Very clever. And I remember thinking from our first couple of texts, I was like, I don't know if I can keep up with this guy. I don't know if this is somebody that I can be comfortable around because it was just
way sociopath level
And I was just all right, I like it, but at the same time, I don't know if I can deal with this all the time.
So anyway, we decide we're gonna go for coffee, and I asked her, I said,
He said, hey, how about Friday, we'll go for coffee at 8. And so I read this text message and I'm thinking, Friday at 8. Friday at 8 sounds like it'd be Friday at 8 p.m. But then if you add coffee into the mix, then I'm thinking, okay, is he talking about 8 a.m. in the morning he wants to get coffee with me? Or 8 p.m. at night? Because either way, it's kind of weird. And so I texted, he made fun of me for this for so long. I was like, 8 a.m. or 8 p.m.? And he was like, 8 p.m., obviously. And I was like, how is that obvious? Because literally, who gets coffee at 8 p.m.?
Okay, it was also my fault. Like, because we're both college students, so we wouldn't wake up at 8 a.m. anyway. But we were not 21 yet, so I couldn't say, hey, you want to go out to get a drink or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't want to be like, hey, you want to
hang out in my apartment?
Or hang out in my apartment. Yeah, I don't want to be advancing or anything. So, so I figured coffee would be the best choice.
But he made fun of me for that for so long, and I was like, that's a valid question, you know? How am I supposed to know?
So anyway.
That could be either one. Anyway.
Fast forward to the date. Of course, I had stalked her Instagram and Twitter and everything like that, and I found out that 10-year-old Tanner...
15-year-old Tanner, we've talked about this.
15-year-old Tanner was obsessed with Ed Sheeran.
Current Tanner, I still obsessed
Current
with Ed Sheeran.
Tanner,
But 15-year-old Tanner got to go to an Ed Sheeran concert with one of my friends, and I had like made out this poster, and so I posted a picture of me with the poster that was like, I love you, Ed Sheeran, or something stupid. And I posted that picture on Twitter, and so he had stalked my Twitter and found that picture from several years ago, and was like, oh, okay, she likes Ed Sheeran. So like he pulls up for our first date, and I like come down the elevator, and I come out, and I open the car door.
And Ed Sheeran's playing.
Yeah, Ed Sheeran's playing in there, and I'm like.
And I'm driving, and and she goes, is this Ed Sheeran? And I was like, yeah, why, do you like him?
Do you like Ed Sheeran or something?
And she's like, I love Ed Sheeran. I said, oh, interesting.
Oh, I had no idea. Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, so then we had our first date, and about 6 months after that, we made it like official.
Mm-hmm.
And then 2.5 years later, and we're engaged.
Ring, baby.
Yeah. So.
Alright guys, if you like this kind of video and this kind of content, please like and subscribe to...
Remember, we agreed on the sweeping motion, because we haven't actually looked to see where the like and subscribe box is.
There's
I
just a subscribe
it's like
box.
down here.
You like down here,
okay.
and you subscribe down here. Maybe. I
It
don't know.
might both be right here. I don't really know.
You know, let us know in the comments what kind of videos you want to see in the future.
And that's it for now.
See ya.